And watch as I die and have to do the previous stage all over again. Pumpkin King sleeps. If you want an audience with this regal plant, you should mash all of his pod sacks. It is rumored that the Pumpkin Witch is in possession of a much sought-after dragon gem. If you have a witch talisman, you can summon this kindly witch.
Greetings, kind sir. I am the Pumpkin Witch. I'm like a mother to those pumpkins. I give them all the love and care a young fruit could ever ask for. From the moment they first push a shoot above the soil, right up until their heads are cut off and eaten. And look, see how they repay me, running around and causing mischief. That nasty old big pumpkin has a bad influence on the young seedlings. If you teach him a lesson in manners, I might give you a nice present.
I think you have to kill the boss in order to get that open. Anyways. Charge that would make this stupidly fast and great. There's only one there. Got two, technically, yeah. That's the last one. Okay, is that down the well, is it? Okay, no, I can't even go down the well. So, that way. Versus.
Greetings, kind sir.
Okay. I guess I've never really gone back to her before. It's usually not very difficult to find these. probably just winding it up. Oh, it's right there. Duh. Yeah, I was just looking around to see if I could charge my sword too. Alright, now I can move on. No, which was the other way? The chalice and to visit the witch. Because getting the thing from the witch is required to actually beating the game.
A most edifying spectacle, sir. Man and vegetable in a magnificent duel to the death. Oh, I've come over all of a doodah. Here, have this lovely dragon gem as your reward. Oh, lovely, majestic creatures dragons are.
Yeah, in order to beat the game, you need that thing. So yeah, if you didn't get the witch talisman, you had to go find it. Yeah, the well's open now.
Look at you running around in your bones, Fortescue. You're so nouveau dead. I, Ravenhooves, last prince of the centaurs, have not galloped the earth in over 10,000 years. Do yourself a favor, Fortescue. Take my longbow, more powerful than a crossbow. The option of flaming arrows, it is truly the weapon of noblemen. Congratulations! You don't quite have my breeding, Mr. Johnny-come-lately, but there's hope for you yet.
Now I get the longbow. So we're getting some better ranged options. Okay, so this way was a dead end. So we have to go backwards. Which is the last last time I saved was it? Well, when I completed the enchantment, I guess. Alright, now to go to the sleeping village. This place always creeped me out when I played this as a kid.
Poor villagers. The master possesses them. It mustn't hurt them. Hurt guards, though. They seek out an object of great power.
This is basically a huge level with a lot of little things to do in here. And you have to avoid the townspeople because hitting them actually reduces your chalice. Killing them because they're innocent souls. Oh, shit. A bust of Mr. Shanks, landlord of Troll's Head. To clean the statue, lower pedestal. Ah, God. Alright, my heart's out to kill them. Oh, God. I mean, I can't remember how many villagers you're allowed to be able to kill before you straight up can't get the, before you can't get the chalice. Oh, okay.
Hurry, comrades, tear this place apart. If we don't find the shadow artifact, Lord Zarek will have us mocking out the demons for the next millennium.
Okay, now the guards show up.
Stop!
Okay, there are still townspeople. Most of them go away once the guards show up. that's a church. I need to go to the church eventually, but not yet. Tourist Guide to Gallowmere, Part 2. It's a mystery you're looking for, then the seasoned adventurer should travel to the ruins of King Peregrine's castle. Yes, this is the fortress in which the fabled King Peregrine once hailed. It is said that the king's crown was lost in the dungeons below the castle, and that the ghost of the regent himself now haunts those cold stone passageways. Spooky! Why not take to the swamps and seek out the mythical town of Mellowmade? This place is once said to be a place of fantastical arcane alchemy, but an age has passed since it's been consumed by the murky swamps. Perhaps a great treasure awaits any adventurer that can locate its watery resting place. Please. To whom it may concern, I must make haste for Xerox men will be here within the hour. I have taken the crucifix from the church. It is the key to a key. I used this cross to make an attached cast and then had it destroyed. It is my hope that the cast falls into the hands of a just and good hero. Signed, the town mayor. Oh no! There's no hurt. I want to read. The land of Gallowmere is a wondrous land of breathtaking sights and adventure. If it's beauty you're looking for, be sure to check out the sights of the enchanted forest. Scale the heights and the nests of the giant dragon birds and seek out any weird and wonderful plant life. Go ooh and ah at the sight of baby dragon toads splashing about in the crystal clear ponds. Why not take a walk through Pumpkin Valley? Pumpkin is Gallomere's favorite dish, and about now is Pumpkin Valley's bulging under the weight of young podlings waiting harvest. Alright, here's from history, a retrospective. Chapter 1. In addition to being the strongest man who ever lived, Stanier Ironhewer was unsurpassed in his skill as a blacksmith. He was equally happily pounding his anvil at home as he was pounding someone's head in battle. It was said that his only fear was the end of the village smithy as the focus of manufacture in favor of more centralized units. As if. Chapter 2. Born from a humble peasant to one of the nomadic tribes of the Eastlands, Blood Monon's Skullcleaver gathered an army of horsemen and swept over half the civilized world. When he finally died, attempting a single-handed attack on a garrison to the north while armed only with a spike on his helmet, he was the richest and most powerful peasant of his day. Chapter 3. Karl Sterngard spent most of his formative years under siege of his family castle. With his impregnable magic shields, Stonehard's motto was the best form of attack is defense. Sadly, his shield couldn't protect him against poor eating habits, and he died during a post-battle feast while swallowing a large sausage he had failed to chew. Truly a hero's hero, Woden the Mighty was fearless, single-minded, and uncompromising. Unbeaten in combat, he inspired raw fear in his friends and enemies alike, not to mention close family members and pets. Trained from birth in all forms of combat, Imanzi Strongama was a warrior queen of the Amazons. The bold and beautiful Strongama banished all males from her territory, except a handful she kept around to mow the lawns of her people. Full-time mother and homemaker, Megwin Stormbinder had to defend her settlement from barbarian raiders while the menfolk were away on a hunting trip. She fought off repeated attacks, armed only with a pitchfork and a rolling pin, while with one arm holding her baby. Legend has it the gods, impressed by her indomitable courage, intervened and added thunderbolts to her arsenal. She won the battle with a couple bolts to spare on her husband when he finally returned. Dirk Steadfast was a fearsome opponent thanks to his magic sword, and firmly had a belief that only women defend themselves. Real men are always on the attack. He was a friend and contemporary of Karl Sterngard, and was with him to the end. It was while Steadfast was explaining his views on Sterngard's shield during a feast that the latter had his tragic and inexplicable accident. Descended from the finest centaur bloodstock, Ravenhooves the Archer was the last prince of his people. A proud and haughty aristocrat, he was an accomplished hunter, sportsman, duelist, playboy, raconteur, and three-time Derby winner. Captain of the militia of the time of King Peregrine, Sir Daniel Fortescue found fame when he killed the renegade wizard Xerox. A career soldier raised in the royal household, he was adored by men under his command and renowned for his loyalty to Gallowmere. It was said that Fortescue was always destined for greatness, with his square jaw, steely gaze, and thick stock of hair as black as a raven's wings. He looked every inch the hero. Game. It's only really mentioned in the instruction booklet and hinted at in the game that, obviously he died on the first arrow. Which confused me as a kid because the game mentions that, but I had no idea what the hell that even meant. Or what the cutscene at the beginning even meant until I read the instruction booklet years later. I rented this game several times and didn't have an instruction booklet, so I didn't know. Anyways, the forces of evil were destroyed at a terrible price. None but a handful of King's Militia. Oh, right. Okay, so always start from this way. Yes. During the dark time that was Galamir's not too distant past, it was King Beregrin who thwarted Zarok the Necromancer in his plan to enslave the land. Zarok, once the king's mate, had fallen out of favor with the ruler for conducting outlandish experiments on the bodies of the dead. They said that deep within Peregrine Castle, the dead were restless. The dead are to be honored and not kept as playthings of alchemists, declared King Peregrine as he banished Zarok from the castle. All Zarok's living dead were routed out and destroyed. Zarok, being an unforgiving soul, went into hiding and vowed to wreak his revenge on the king. Rumor of ill-doing and dark deeds abound through the land of Galamir. It was whispered that Zarok had employed the aid of shadowy demons to help build a vast castle. Under the cover of night, Zarok's dark armies spilled forth from their corrupt haven. The army marched south across the Silver Mountains and through the Silver Woods. Soon afterward, even the Pumpkin Lands belonged to Zarok. The folk of Gallows Town cried out for help. "Save us, good King Peregrine." Retaliation was swift and violent. King Peregrine's forces, led by the brave Sir Fortescue, drove Zarok's army back from Gallows Town. There was much rejoicing, but the war was not over yet. News that Zarok's army had now taken the Floodlands caused much concern. From this vantage point, Zarok could march west to take the Enchanted Forest. The sacred place would prove to be a bitter defeat if it fell into the hands of the evil sorcerer. It was Sir Daniel Fortescue who once again led the King's Militia to rid the demon host from the land. Yet the evil wizard was cunning and had prepared an ambush. A titanic battle ensued which history has never since seen the like. It is said that the day would have gone to Zarok if not for the skill and valor of one man. Fortescue led a charge deep in the massed ranks of the undead, felling Zarok's bodyguard, the fearful Lord Kadok, and finally succumbing to his own mortal wounds. Slow the traitorous sorcerer with a mighty sweep with a sword. Yeah, Kadok was killed by Canny Tim, so whatever. The forces of evil were destroyed at a terrible price. None but a handful of King's Militia returned from that field. Galamir's lost a whole generation of young men that day, including Canny Tim, the legendary crossbowman and Fortescue's second in command, who fell in the first volley of arrows, which was what happened to Dan. Zarok's body was never found, though if it lies unmourned in an unmarked grave, then no one in Galamir would shed a tear. The shadow demons that had fallen under Zarok's banner were unnatural creatures that did not belong to the world of mortal men. The king declared that they to be banished, entombed under a pure earth of the enchanted earth. Imprisoned within an impregnable box of the king's design, the demons were buried deep underground. Their tomb was sealed with a magical device that has since come to be known as the Shadow Artifact. Alright then. A lot of reading. Okay, yeah, that's how we exit the place. Camera. Okay, we need to find the blacksmith's house. Not here. Pretty sure it was somewhere over here. Oh, it's right across. Damn it. I walked right past it. I knew it was pretty close by to that. Blacksmith's Monthly. Old Man Willie Green of Gallows Town was awarded Smithy of the Season to our readers. His outstanding cast have produced many intricate and hard-wearing iron goods and sculptures. Willie only uses the finest of metals in his work, and is particularly noted for his magnificent busts. Old Man Willie was quoted as saying, "Aye, when I get pumping on me bellows, there's no stopping me. It's all in the rhythm, up and down, up and down. I've always been inspired by stories of staying your iron pure, the greatest smithy there ever was." Nice. Oh, need to get a little closer, I guess. whatever. Crucifix once stood here when the mayor took it to find a replacement and see how the church should really look like. Yes, I know. Oh, what am I missing? Oh. Now it works. I guess I just wasn't in the correct position. Whatever. Alright, now we can make progress. Oh, game, please. There we go. Let's pull myself up until I get all the rest of this. Dear Sir or Madam, on my travels across Galamir, I have come across many mysterious and enchanting finds. However, that which filled me with the deepest dread was the discovery of the Tomb of the Shadow Demons. The key to their dank prison, the mysterious shadow artifact, is now in my possession. That dress-wearing bully boy Zarok will stop at nothing to retrieve this item. I fear that he already knows that it is I who possess it. Yours fearfully, the town mayor. Oh, right. Other way. Instructions from Zarokto's guards. Capture that greedy profiteer, the town mayor. Take him to the asylum dungeons. Give that fat boy a good going over. Locate the shadow artifact. Bring me back something nice. Where was the chalice again? I kind of forgot. Shoot, I don't remember where the silly chalice is. It goes into anybody's house. Oh, there it is. get up there. Probably not from this direction. Maybe. Oh wait, no, there's probably a... Yep, there's a... Damn it. Fabulous.
Back and forth like a supernatural yo-yo. Maybe the master will make it harder to find those magic egg cups.
I thought so. Yep, this guy's next.
Hey, Mr. Fortisque, I want to talk with you. This Zorak's so bad. Why'd you get to go back? Why'd you of all people, Fortisque? It should be I, Blood Monatha Skull Cleaver. When I lived, always I had a pile of slain strewn around me. You spend most of your time organizing and changing of the guard and playing croquet with the king. Still, I lend you my axe. You swing her, you throw her. She thirsts for a slaughter as much as I. Drink deep of demon blood, my proud beauty.
Hey, the axe is good. Did you get to throw it too?